Let's talk about one of the toughest and, honestly, one of the most important parts of any design process, the revision. This is that moment where good ideas get hammered into shape and become great products. And you know what? It all starts with learning how to take feedback.
So you've poured hours, maybe days, into your first draft. It looks great. Every little piece makes total sense. At least, it does to you. So that's it. It's done. It's perfect, right? Yeah, we've all been there.
But of course, it's probably not perfect. And that isn't just okay. That's the entire point. A first draft is never meant to be the final product. It's just the starting block. Real innovation, the good stuff, it doesn't happen in that first flash of genius. It happens in the slow, steady grind of making things better, one tweak at a time. Okay, so to really get this, we have to start with a pretty big mental shift. We need to completely reframe what feedback actually means. It's not criticism, it's a clue. And the magic word here is iteration. It's a loop, right? You design something, you test it, you learn from that test, and then you revise it. It's not a straight line to a finish line, it's a circle of improvement where every single piece of feedback is fuel for the next, stronger version. This quote just nails it. When someone gives you feedback, your first instinct might be to defend your choices, to explain why you did what you did. But that's not the job. You're not a lawyer defending your design. You're more like a detective, looking for clues that will make this thing better for the actual people who are going to use it. So, you've done the tests, you've talked to users, and now you have this mountain of feedback. What do you do with it all? Well, the temptation is just to start fixing things one by one. But the real art is in spotting the patterns hidden in all that noise. And this is how you turn all those raw comments into an actual plan. First, you look for those patterns. Because look, if one person has a problem, it's an anecdote. If 5 people have the same problem, that's data. Then you have to prioritize. What's the most important fire to put out first? And finally, you make real, targeted changes to solve those specific problems. So what are you actually looking for? Well, these patterns might sound something like this. One user says the navigation is confusing, another says they couldn't find the settings page, and a third just gives up entirely. See, the pattern isn't about the exact words they use, it's about their shared struggle. These aren't just complaints, they are pure gold. They're like bright neon signs pointing you exactly where you need to work. All right, once you've figured out what the core problems are, it's time to get your hands dirty. Let's open up the revision toolkit. These are your go-to tools, and each one is a direct response to a specific problem. Are users getting lost? Maybe you need to reorganize the entire layout. Is a button totally unclear? Sometimes just updating the label is all it takes. Is the whole process just too long and complicated? Your job is to simplify that flow. The trick is always matching the right tool to the right problem. But having the right tools is one thing. Using them effectively requires a certain mindset. You have to be willing to tear down something you are really proud of or throw out an idea you absolutely loved. When you're in the revision phase, being flexible isn't just a nice to have. It's everything. And all of this leads us to maybe the most important rule in all of design. You have to put the hard data ahead of your own ego. I mean, look at this. This right here is the big divide between just making something you like and making something that works. It's the jump from saying, well, I think this makes sense, to acknowledging, okay, the data shows users couldn't find the feature. Making that leap from the left column to the right. That's when you really level up as a designer. At the end of the day, it really comes down to this. Data-driven decisions will always beat out your personal preferences. You have to let the evidence from your users, not just your gut feeling, guide every single change. That's how you build something that people can actually use and enjoy. So, what's the big payoff for all this hard work? Well, revision isn't just about fixing what's broken right now. It's about building a much stronger foundation for everything you do next. It's kind of a domino effect. When you fix the basic, frustrating usability problems today, you're not just making the design better, you're making your entire process better. You're not going to waste time rediscovering the same old problems again and again, and that frees you up so your next round of testing can focus on much deeper, more interesting questions. And that's really the transformation, isn't it? You're taking care of all those surface-level problems, the tip of the iceberg, so you can finally clear the way to find those really valuable, profound insights that are hiding just beneath the surface. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What's that one hidden flaw in your own project? That one piece of feedback that kind of stings? Maybe it's not a failure at all. Maybe, just maybe, it's your next big breakthrough, just waiting for you to find it.